Welcome back for another video. In the preview we summarise key information each game week to help you arrive at the best decisions. Goal scorer probabilities, clean sheet odds, transfer trends, projections, captaincy poll and more. Hit subscribe to follow all the useful content each game week. Starting off with the anytime goal scorer probabilities, and Haaland tops the projections for his away game to Leeds, given a 56.5% chance of scoring any time. Next is Kane, who's been one of the most consistent performers of the season with 15 attacking returns, though it's been somewhat overlooked. Only Haaland has more points than him this season, and he does have the potential double game week in 20, though there are question marks surrounding how he does on his return from the World Cup. Salah is the man many have opted for to complement Haaland in a 2 premium draft, and he's got 37% chance of scoring against Aston Villa, and Darwin Núñez isn't far behind with a 35.5% chance. Other notable names worth having in your thinking are Rashford and Mitrovic. Rashford able to play wide or lead the line as a number 9. For 6.7 mil there's a lot of upside and a nice chain of fixtures. Mitrovic has 9 goals this season and of course a double game week, which has made him a popular pick as well. That said, Martial for 0.1 mil cheaper could be the one to consider for those Man United fixtures. Huge differential, and you still can later switch to Mitrovic. With only 3 striker spots, finding the right combination for the other 2 is tough, assuming that Haaland is a lock for you. Nketiah is another name absent from the goalscorer odds, but there's every chance he hits the ground running as Arsenal's first choice forward in Jesus' absence, only 6.5 mil and 0.8% owned. Clean sheet probabilities next, and Man United at top, given a 51.5% chance against Nottingham Forest. The only picks worth considering here are De Gea or Shaw, but neither are particularly convincing to be honest. Dalot has an injury, and it's unclear if Varane and Martinez are available yet, and Maguire reportedly has an illness too. Chelsea have a 49.5% chance, which has made James a very popular pick, combined with a future double game week. Kepa has also found his way into many drafts. Before the break he did impress under Potter, before getting injured, though it is also unclear if he will be available yet, and if he's first choice still. Brighton have a 34% chance this game week, probably not a week you need to start a Brighton defender, and many teams don't even own a Brighton defender, which is fair. It should be mentioned that there is speculation Brighton could get either a double game week 19 or a double game week 21, as they've got 2 postponements and there is room to rearrange them there. If they get a double game week 19, we'd almost certainly get news before the deadline, which is something to keep an eye on, though a double game week 23 announcement would likely come after. So a defender like Dunk or Webster could be a sensible pick as a 4th or 5th midfielder. Everton also have a 34% chance. Patterson for 4 mil, really good option as another budget defender, playing in right wing back and he's now back from injury. Alternatively, Wolves have a 27.5% chance this week. And Bueno for 3.9 mil played the 90 in Lopetegui's first competitive match in charge of Wolves, reportedly played well and even took some corners. Rock bottom this game against Leeds with an 8.5% chance of a clean sheet home to City, followed by Forest and Bournemouth, who are both playing away and face Man United and Chelsea respectively. Moving on to the top Game Week 17 projections across all players and positions. Haaland tops the projections with 7.7 points, followed by Salah on 6.5. No doubt these two will be a popular captain and vice-captain combination this game week. De Bruyne has 5.5 projected points and he's an equally popular alternative to Salah. 2.6% owned Bruno Fernandes is projected 5.6 points, though for 3 mil more than Rashford it's a difficult one to justify considering they are projected the same for the Forest game. Zaha's frustrated many of us this season, including a missed penalty right before the break, but his next 2 fixtures are Fulham home and Bournemouth away, 17th and 20th worst in the league for expected goals conceded. If you can put the emotion aside, he might not be a bad short-term play before shifting him on to someone like Mount, who is around the same price and has a double game week. Martial, the other Man United asset worth consideration. A season full of injuries so far, but he is back from injury and he has played the last 3 games for Man United, including friendlies. If you're looking for a differential with the hopes of exploding into Game Week 17, then Martial or Nketiah could be the ones. Onto the top transfers, starting with the most bought players, and it's actually Tony with over 700,000 transfers in. A surprising name to see at the top, though certainly influenced by his brace which came immediately before the break back in Game Week 16. Almiron's the least surprising name, 5.8 mil and the top scoring midfielder in the game currently. The question is whether his incredible form can continue. Nonetheless, it's a relatively cheap pickup. In Newcastle's last game in the League Cup just before Game Week 17, he missed an open goal, poor finishing but still taking up good areas. Nunez and Mitrovic are the most transferred in forwards. A very popular front three is those two alongside Haaland. Mitrovic is walking the suspension tightrope though, with 4 yellows, and 1 more will mean that he misses a game. Whether it's enough to tempt an alternative pick like Martial or Nketiah is tough, but not necessarily a bad decision if you do opt elsewhere. You could even run with a front two of Haaland and Nunez with a budget forward like Greenwood for 4.2 mil, and then play a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2. Dal is one of the most transferred in defenders, but he's looking like an avoid now unfortunately due to an injury, and the Man United defence overall looking risky despite 3 good fixtures. On to the most sold players, and it's Jesus top with over 1 million sales, and it's not even close after. As you're well aware, he's out injured for potentially 2 months, which is what's presented in Nketiah as a surprise differential worth thinking. Zaha, Mitrovic, Trossard, Cancelo and Martinelli all very surprising names among the most sold though. They're all viable picks for the restart and not necessarily ones to be selling. We won't spend long on the most transferred segments this week, as the transfer activity has spanned 6 weeks since Gameweek 16 wrapped up, which does mean there's plenty of outdated transfers still captured here. So we'll finish the preview with the captain poll results as always. Thanks to everyone who voted on the poll on Discord. If you would like to join, a link's in the description. And to the surprise of nobody, it's a completely one-sided poll with Haaland leading at 91% of the vote. He was back on the score sheet once again in the League Cup on Thursday against Liverpool. Salah actually was as well, who is second with 2.5%. 2% voted for De Bruyne, 1.5% for Kane and 3% for other. That wraps up the preview for Gameweek 17, thanks for watching. There's more Gameweek 17 content on screen, tap either to continue watching. See you soon for the next one.